Hello, this is AJ Macdonald of Macdonald Financial Services. Today I'm alone. Devin's out on assignment and I couldn't get anybody else in the office to do this video with me. So today it's just me. I'll talk about what happened last week economically. There were a few interesting things. Politically, it's always something exciting with Trump. We're going to talk a little bit about the weather. And thank goodness we didn't have any big deaths in the media, I guess, this last week. So first things first, Federal Reserve met last week on Tuesday and Wednesday. I believe it was the second meeting with the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh. There was a 30% chance going into the meeting, which is unusual, a 30% chance that the Fed would actually raise interest rates. They did not. So there were 3 dissenters out of the 9 votes, but they decided to keep rates the same. The odds are pretty good. Next meeting is September. They skip August, so September, it's pretty likely they are going to raise interest rates. We did get GDP for the second quarter. Second quarter GDP came in at 1.8, slower than the first quarter. So things they're growing, but not very quickly. So 2%, it's actually under 2%, but that's not very strong growth. Really be twice that. 4% is pretty robust growth. We haven't seen that in a long time. But anyway, so that was GDP last week. Stock market did not do very well. So of course the market would love to see the Fed cut interest rates. That's not going to happen. Trump, of course, would like the Fed to cut rates as well. But stock market didn't do well primarily because Trump really escalated the bombing in Iran. I'm not going to use the curse words that he used saying what he was going to do, but it starts with an F and the next word starts with an S, out of them. So as far as the bombing campaign. And so, yeah, we really ramped that up latter part of last week. Now, incidentally, Iran actually kind of started this. There was a mini ceasefire, and Iran decided to bomb some of our troops in, I think it was in Yemen, might have been Jordan. But anyway, they kind of started it, and so Trump got super pissed and said, oh, we're going to bomb the blank out of them. So that was last week. Fuel prices have gone back up. Oil prices, Brent crude, back up into the 90s. So again, stock market didn't really like to see that. We did get some big earnings from some of the big tech companies last week. Meta, which is Facebook, missed their numbers and they're burning a tremendous amount of cash on their AI. So that wasn't good news. So they missed their earnings, so their stock did very poorly. Conversely, Microsoft they did very well on their earnings. They haven't been spending as much on AI, a little behind the curve and on spending, and that actually benefited them. So the companies that have been spending the most on AI, really their stock's been punished really all of July. So July's not been a good month for the stock market, particularly the tech companies. So anyway, but Microsoft actually did do well. Their stock popped in the latter part of last week. Last week was the first time that Nvidia gave up its crown as the biggest by market cap company in the world. And so for those of you guessing, if you guessed Apple, you are correct. So Apple overtook Nvidia last week by market cap as the largest company in the world. Nvidia, who makes microchips, has been struggling, as I mentioned, a ton of money spending, $250 billion on a data center. And it's getting a little incestual with some of these companies, these tech companies, particularly the microchip companies and the AI companies, where, hey, I'll give you this money, and then you're going to give somebody else money, and they're going to give me money, and we're all spending money together. So it's a little weird. Stock market starting to say, well, we're not so sure we like that. So Anyway, we had a couple big days up last week. We had more days down last week, and for the whole month of July. So, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, well, we had Dr. Anthony Fauci took the stand last week in Senate hearings. Really, it's the Republicans trying to bring him up onto the stand, hope that he says something that perjures himself. So he took the fifth by not self-incrimination over 100 times and said basically this is a kind of a witch hunt. Incidentally, Biden actually pardoned Dr. Fauci up until I think up until 2024, the end of 2024, right around there. So from 2020, anything that he said or did, he's got this unlimited pardon. But it's anything he might say after that, so in 2026, that maybe he would self-incriminate, which smartly he did not. Some people are saying, well, that means he's guilty. No, it doesn't. It means he's a U.S. citizen. We have the rights, the Fifth Amendment, to not self-incriminate yourself. So, my opinion is Dr. Fauci did as good a job as he could with the information that he had at the time. Looking back, we could always be an armchair quarterback and maybe make some statements that we shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. Yeah, and I would agree with some of that. But, we're in 2026 now, dragging him up just to testify in front of the House. Silly, if you ask me. Speaking of silly, Trump decided to unveil last week a $22.5 billion, that's with a B, renovation of Dulles Airport. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. So a lot of people are saying, what the heck are you doing? Some people are saying it's a distraction. He's similar, the way I read it, similar to having Mexico build the wall during his first term, which of course they did not build it, they did not pay for it. He said, well, United Airlines is going to pay for that $22.5 billion or a significant portion of it, of that Dulles remodel. I highly, highly doubt that. So some people are estimating that it would take up to 60 years to do that renovation. Trump says it's going to be done in 2 years. So take that for whatever it's worth. Unfortunately, because of the stock market decline last week, or actually really all month, and increase in the war, and with the Fed keeping rates the same, but the 30-year Treasury actually has spiked up. So we're starting to see the long end of the curve, of the bond curve, is increasing, which means the bond investors are thinking, yeah, the Fed is going to cut. Bad news for people who want to borrow money means the mortgage rates last week hit a one-year high. So not a great time to be out there shopping for a mortgage. Most people won't be doing a refi at these rates either. So things aren't looking great when it comes to mortgage rates or refinancing. So not a shock. We're starting to see housing starts slow and new home sales also slow. So no big surprise there. And that's really all I had for last week. Pretty busy week as far as the politicians are concerned. Not so good news for the war in Iran, and not so good news for the stock market. So we're sure hoping August starts off much better. And keep watching next time, and we'll tell you how it's going. Thanks for watching.